Ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is brought to you by The Greatness Continues LLC. And you are now tuned into The Greatest Conversations, starring Reese Teutons, Shaka the Wise, Sensei J, the Masked Man, Big Z, and your host, D. Jones. Once again, you are tuned into the greatest conversations.
He was the only person running. So I looked it up. I was like, cause y'all was like, nobody's running against the commissioner of police, like especially with all this shit happening. So I looked it up, and the commissioner is technically really appointed. So you can't really vote for him. Yeah. And you know the state, like our actual, what you call it, like governor and the board, they appoint them. So it's like when you talk about the police is bad, you're really saying they're bad, but we don't ever vote for the people like in the House and in the Senate in our state. We want shit to change.
Yeah, we miss
that's
those.
Part of the problem
we
too.
Miss those a lot.
Yeah, they don't advertise them because they know how important
the
it is.
The issue elections, the judge elections. Yep. Your local, state government, we fuck up.
They don't advertise them because they don't want you to vote for it.
Right.
They push them through.
Yeah.
They make the presidency such a big deal. It's like, oh, who's gonna be the next president? But
that's like the most important.
Like how crazy that this nigga Biden.
It's funny because they teach you in school about all the different branches, but they don't honestly teach you about how much power is really in all those individual
the branches of government
versus the president.
They say the executive branch is the president. Everybody goes, ooh, the president. And they just like the other two branches. We just gonna sit over here and let's talk about this one right here.
Right.
But what's crazy is if you look up like the senators and stuff like that, they've been around since like the crack pandemic, all that. Like we talk about putting black people in jail, it's the same
for like 30, 20 years.
And because they can do it unlimited.
Yeah.
Until they retire.
Yep. And it's like, and we don't even know, and like, a lot of people don't know how to stop them. And it's like, it's about voting. We don't even know when. Right. Because they don't ever advertise it on television like, hey, the senator election's coming up. They don't want you to vote for that.
We be talking about all these black people that get sent to jail, but look who the judges are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look who the judges are. We gotta change the judges. And they be like,
we do gotta change the judges.
If a judge is 86 years old and he's a white man, I'm just gonna assume he was putting brothers in jail in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So why do I want you around now? Like that's what was so mad about this election. It's like we got Trump and Biden. Like the two oldest white people in America. You try to tell me we don't got no younger people. I don't care if they white, Hispanic, black, but nobody younger who has no blood on their hands yet.
You wanna know why?
They have Buttigieg.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why?
Tell us, Shaka.
Because niggas like you will never want to run to be president. Because you don't want to teach people or none of that shit. Everybody, but listen, everybody that's supposed to be a smart ass nigga,
I'm not 40.
They don't run for shit like that. You feel me?
I'll accept that.
They just sit back and let people do what they do.
It's a lot of work, bro.
But for real,
you gotta be a serpent type nigga with an ego.
It's a lot of work, and then once it gets to a certain point, it's honestly not even really them doing much of the work at that point.
They still do a lot though.
They do.
But
you gotta do it. You
can't. Even if you go in by yourself, look how the media spins.
But the Republican
and you gotta do it in a creative way too.
Yeah.
But that two-party system is strong, man.
Yeah.
They are strong in the force.
Hey, two wings on the same way. Two wings on the same way.
When they want to make something happen, they will find a way.
Bro, like I tell people this all the time. Like Democrats and Republicans, in our eyes, they hate each other, right? But you look at Michelle Obama and George Bush, best friends. You look at a lot of these niggas, you think they didn't go to school together? Why do you think Trump and Joe Biden knew each other for so long? Why do you think Trump talk about his past
the individuals themselves might not necessarily combat against each other that much, but once they need their parties, honestly.
Yeah, they combat.
To be able to get
I feel like
let me ask you this, the current state of the Republican Party, you think that was planned?
Yeah, they're both planned. They're ran by the Republican Democrats and Republicans.
Donald Trump?
I mean, the Republican Party is splintering right now, man.
I don't think they planned on Donald Trump at all.
No, so this is. I'm not in conspiracies, and I'm not going to drop any conspiracies because you already.
I think Donald Trump was a wild card, but it turned out to be a Trump card.
Donald Trump did what he's supposed to do.
And they took that. You know what I mean?
Donald Trump's only goal for this whole congregation, okay? Because I'm pretty sure both parties knew he was going to win. That's why. The Democrats combated him with Hillary. Like, who combats anybody with Hillary? If she was so good, she would have ran again this year. But they knew she had so much dirt. That's why it was two of the most dumb people to ever run. Because Biden could have ran against Trump the first time. But I think Trump's job was to literally ostracize certain people.
The first time, though.
No, his job I think his job was to ostracize like the pedophile rings in America.
Joe Biden?
No, Trump.
Oh.
He's the one who found out about Epstein. He's the one who found out that nigga in Virginia.
I thought they was friends.
What?
Trump
No, Trump is the one who initiated the investigation to capture him.
He used to go with him. He used to go with him though to that island. You know that, right? Well, he's a celebrity.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was the only one, but he was the only one because Trump is a narcissist. He's the only person in the room where you could say Trump would be like, "You killed him," and you like, "Trump, you was with me." Nah, I was with you, but I didn't kill him. You know, he's the only person that'll do some shit like that. He's done it. So Trump was literally there to get them niggas out to clean up. I'm not in no 1%.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah, drain the swamp so they can put more garbage in it. You know what I'm saying? That was his only job.
His initial speech, he said he was gonna be a bull in a China shop. Like he said, his whole
what does that mean?
His whole plan was to come in
I was thinking about
and just fuck shit up. He literally got up there in front of every people.
I'm gonna ruffle everybody's feathers. I'm gonna make niggas feel uncomfortable. That was his job.
He literally got in there and said, "It's so corrupt. I'm gonna do this and that." You know, like he wasn't part of some of that shit.
And so, look, his plan worked. His plan worked because now people are in a two-party system. Because the idea of America, Big Z thinks the idea of America isn't Democrat Republic. It's just to keep the haves and haves not separate.
It is though.
The one percenters stay up there. You know, like you look at India. For those of you, some of y'all might know. I'm gonna call niggas stupid. I'm assuming you don't know, but a caste system.
How's that stupid?
A caste system. Does anybody here know what a caste system is?
A caste system?
Caste system.
I don't.
So India has a caste.
There's a difference between being ignorant and stupid.
Or there's a difference of being. I didn't know that.
I've never learned this before.
Yeah, I didn't know that. This nigga didn't know what the rule is, but everybody else is stupid. I don't get it.
Listen.
I get it.
So listen, a caste system is essentially a system where this is summing it up. It's like, let's say you were a barber, right?
A barber or a barber?
A barber.
Chocolate, what did you just call me?
A barber? Like, man, a barber. If you was a barber and you had a son, and your son was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna be an engineer." The government was like, "Nah, nigga. Your daddy was
born to be a engineer.
Yeah, your daddy was a barber. You gonna be a barber. Your son gonna be a barber. Your grandson gonna be a barber, and that's all y'all will ever be. Like there's a caste. So I get you. Yeah. So the American caste system, we divided as we already broken it up to poverty, middle class, and then you got your above, upper class.
It's not get rid of the middle class.
You know what I'm saying? And if anybody tries to cross over, there's things in place to stop them. The first thing that we all have to get, I'm really not assuming everybody's part of the lower class, but in the lower class, and you look up history, the biggest thing to keep the lower class divided is colorism. Colorism evolves into racism, but if you look at the definition between discrimination, racism, and colorism, racism is literally something invented based off the idea of colorism, separating people for the mere fact of their skin color. So if you and this man is poor, so y'all can't get together, we say, well, nigga, he's a different skin color than you, so he might be better, or you might be better. You know what I'm saying? But if you're white and you're putting together a system where you need to divide people based off of color, you want the niggas who have a closer color pigment than you to be closer to you. So you say, all right, well, if you're white, you're better than a dark-skinned person, right? But education teaches us that skin color has nothing to do with your brain and how much you're able to hold or your athletic ability, things like that. Structurally, we all may be built different, but that has nothing to do with your come up, So when you're in that lower class gap, it's all about racism. Racism is going to be what drives you. A lot of y'all niggas say it's a systematic racism, right? Systematic racism doesn't apply if you don't got a job. You know what I'm saying? It's systematic discrimination.
It
But
gets applied
discrimination
for you not to get the job.
No. Listen, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break this down. Discrimination, right, isn't based off of skin color. It's based off of like location and the idea.
That's
of
skin color.
When a cop,
you know what I mean?
No, but you can be. No, listen. If you call 911 in a ghetto neighborhood, right, you could be a white man, okay, but they're not gonna come to that neighborhood because they don't fuck with the neighborhood.
Bro, but you gotta understand, because you know what whiteout is, you know what redlining is, and you know that they literally push black people to the outside of the city.
Yeah, why did they
And
push?
put
No,
them-
they
and
can
put-
just
and put
push.
them in the
No,
hoods.
We,
You know what I mean?
we, because we see color, say black people, but really they're just pushing poor niggas outside of the city. If you can't afford it, don't come in here.
But you know, like they had redlining. You know what redlining is when they were serving.
I know.
And they wouldn't give good loans to black people, so they had to live in these areas.
Yeah, but
And then that's
Like
why.
in Chicago back in the day, they had
They did it
I'm talking about
everywhere.
today. I'm talking about today. Racism back then was different than what it is.
But you gotta, but you gotta understand that that's like then it's still affecting today, right? Because where you from, where your people's from, right? Your grandmothers, your parents want to live close to your grandparents, and you might want to live close to them.
But my thing is discrimination is the.
So a lot of people that was born like from that is still in the hood.
But what I'm saying is racism is something that the lower class, as far as like the
So there's
system
racism and there's classism, and they kind of
they do it.
I feel like classism is more of like
They
the
tie together
average
a little
income of
bit.
the American will face classism. If you're on welfare and stuff like that, welfare doesn't care if you're black or white. It's more income based.
Yeah, but who's more on wealth? Who's really on welfare more?
If you look at the American number, it's white people.
Well, if you look at the American number, there's
like,
not as many black people as there is white people.
But if you look at the crack pandemic, they said 2/3 of the people on crack were white, and they ostracized the 1/3 that was black and put them in prisons. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because they had crack and cocaine.
That doesn't look racist.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Back then, that was the systematic racism that people were talking about. Now that we got that done, like that chapter's over, to maintain it, you just tell cops, like, hey nigga, when somebody says, hey, he's a black man 5'6" or 5'7", a cop's not gonna take a ruler. He's just like, nigga, I'm just looking for a black dude who's an average height or above average. You know what I'm saying? It's not about if he's 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", he's above average. Or he's average or below average. He can't tell.
Yeah, they can stop a 6'2" dude.
Yeah, and be like he was close enough to the description.
But they is with a system.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not a racist system. It's discrimination because they don't care. No, they don't care what color you are. If they say Caucasian, whatever, it's about can he fit the description?
Yeah, but then it's about how do you handle those situations, right? And the way you handle those situations will change if it's racist or not racist.
But that's what I'm saying. Handling that situation is is the people who work. That's the working class. Because now you're hiring lawyers, you're hiring people who can help you, and they all have jobs. That's systematic racism. When somebody is black and they have just as many qualifications as the white guy, and they pick the white guy, or his qualifications are greater and they pick the white guy. The only way
but also a system of if you say, right, if they had the red line, right, and you come today, right, and I was born in the hood, and I have the opportunity to go to a Columbus Public School, versus this person has the opportunity to go to a private school, that still falls underneath that same category because you are at a younger age making sure that they don't have as much qualifications as this other person. Because you put that person in that position.
But it's because of the area. That's what I'm saying.
But like I'm trying to tell you though, the reason why we in these areas because they made these areas for us to be.
But that's what I'm saying.
You
and today, what I'm saying is systematic racism is different than back then. Yeah, back then, if you look in the 70s and 80s, blacks and whites, low key, was like jamming together, like jelly. So of course, you gotta separate, because like I said, the whole point of this is to divide people. You gotta divide them. So I mean, you got people who don't care if you're black. It's all about love and the age of Aquarius. Niggas didn't care what your skin color was. It was about having fun. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed together. You know, niggas didn't care what color you were.
Bro,
so you're
still dying.
Niggas dying every day. Niggas still
That's
dying
what I'm saying.
day.
But you act like it's not.
No, but I'm saying racism in the 70s and 80s, you know what I'm saying, was different than racism
they also
in
didn't have
60s
internet
and
though.
50s.
You feel me? So we can see more things today than they could from everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The systematic racism was different back then because they have to create a wedge. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, if you're trying to break something that's hard, you got to get a crack. You can't just break it.